Hi, in this video, I'm going to share a few tips with you how to hire the best freelancer for your job on the platform called Upwork. My name is Eugene. I am a video editor, and for the past 8 years, I've turned over $500,000 on my Upwork profile as a freelancer. So as you can imagine, I've lived through hundreds of contracts and has been in all sorts of situations with my clients. I'm constantly following changes in Upwork algorithms to comply to their expectations in order to stay at the top of search results. And I'm always following different updates they are sharing on Upwork community. And I'm often using my profile also to hire other people because, for example, when people hire me to produce a video with American or British target audience, I have to hire voiceover artists in those countries. And I'm also using Upwork to hire freelancers also. Just to give you an example, I often hire voiceover artists in US, UK, Australia, Germany, and etc. So what are the tips for hiring the best freelancer for your job? The first important thing is job success score. Basically, the higher, the better. I'm usually considering freelancers who has the job success score of at least 97%. 97% is often as good as 100%. The only difference is that maybe the freelancer who has 97% job success score is spending less time tracking the tricks, how to take advantage of Upwork algorithms in order to stay at 100%. 100% is also good, but sometimes 100% could be achieved with having only 3 or 5 jobs in the entire history. So the more job freelancer completes, the higher job success score is, the better. Now, second metric is the amount of earnings. For example, let's take my category of video editing. If let's say a video editor has turned over $10,000 or a voiceover artist has turned over $10,000, like think of it like the average check of a voiceover artist is somewhere in between $50 and $200. Or a video editor, an average contract is worth somewhere in between a few $100 and $1,000. So that says that $10,000 is good enough to make an impression about credibility of this freelance. But at the same time, if we are talking about software development category, that's the whole different story. I mean, the monthly rate of a full-time employee is basically more than $2,000 or $3,000 often. And if we're talking about Upwork freelancer, they can easily make over $5,000 a month. In that case, $10,000 is basically what, like 2, 3, 4, 6 months of consistent work. It is not always a good justification of impressive credibility. So my suggestion would be, if you're looking at the software development category, to consider freelancers who has over $50,000 in earnings, and in some expensive categories, maybe it's worth considering freelancers who has over $100,000 of total earnings. Now, obviously, if you're hiring a logo designer whose average check is $50, just like $3,000 and tens of successfully accomplished contracts could be actually also good enough. So consider what sort of job you have, what is the average check, the amount of contracts the person completed, and take some time to read through feedbacks of what clients say about this particular freelancer. There are also different badges which Upwork gives to freelancers. For example, if let's say a freelancer just signed up for the platform and maybe completed like 1 or 2 jobs and is struggling on their way to make it on Upwork. Upwork would often give these types of freelancers the badge of raising talent. The good part about hiring such talents is that some of them may have like tens of years of experience in their business, but they were maybe working locally. So I don't know, let's say they were working in Serbia or UK, but they have never worked on Upwork before. And they decided to use it as a next channel of their sales funnels. They may be very good at what they do, they may provide very high quality of service, but because they're new on Upwork, they really can't even charge the reasonable rate for their services. So sometimes a freelancer with such badge may charge twice or 3 or 4 times less than what they would charge normally for such job, because they have to just make a few contracts in order to be capable to charge more of their future customers. And this could be a good bet for those clients who has very sensitive budget. They cannot afford hiring savvy freelancers who are more expensive, but who really wants to get high quality of service for the little budget they have. So if I were in such shoes, I would probably make a bet on raising talent. Obviously, the downside, you may still lose all your money and still not get the best quality possible. Now, another badges they also give a, for example, top rated badge. That means you have passed through raising talent hassles, you started to charge your reasonable fees, and you started to turn over thousands of dollars in earnings, and there is a nice track and more importantly, stable track of earnings and positive feedback throughout weeks of work. Then they would give this top-rated badge. It's nice badge, but the thing is, not recently, but a year ago, they have launched top-rated plus badge, meaning that if, let's say, you were in my design category, they would consider that if you accomplished a contract which is worth $5,000 or $10,000, they would consider this contract as a large contract. And if you have accomplished that type of contract, they would give you a top-rated plus budget. Not just accomplished, but you've got 5 stars for that. It was nice review. They would assign you this top-rated plus badge, which is really cool. By showing that badge to you, they are saying that this freelancer has handled some very complex jobs and is very credible. But there is even higher badge, which is called expert vetted. Only very few freelancers make it there. The main reason why is because Upwork employees are manually looking through profiles and finding the best experts in the category. So, for example, they would look at the best freelancers in the video editing category. Then they would hire those experts to look at other Upwork profiles. And those freelancers are looking through profiles of other people and making judgment how good or bad that person is at what they do. Then they have also an interviewing process within some of them. And once the person passes the interview, once the person gets highest marks from a number of other colleagues, only after that they get this ticket to get a badge of expert vetted freelancer. What that also allows Upwork, and why would Upwork do that? Upwork has this enterprise program when they work with Fortune 500 companies, like Microsoft, Procter & Gamble, and etc. And when, let's say, Microsoft is coming to Upwork and saying, listen, we want to hire a video editor or a web designer or whatever, the software engineer, Upwork would recommend them to consider only expert-vetted freelancers for the job. Of course, if there are no appropriate or available freelancers within the expert vetted program, then they would look at the top rated plus freelancers and the top rated freelancers and etc. But the first pool of freelancers they would look at would be those expert vetted. So it's like sort of a very small community of the best talents in the category. That's pretty much it. In case you happen to need a video editor, stop searching, just reach out to me by using the contact in the description of this video, and I'll be happy to produce a professional video content for your business. Thanks a lot for listening, and see you later.